The government runs out of money weekend. The disaster relief, FEMA, runs out of money perhaps by Tuesday. Congress is once again deadlocked over this idea of a continuing resolution to keep financing the government. Does the president have a solution, or is he basically going to say, hey, Congress, it's up to you?
Well, listen, this is a basic function of Congress, which is to keep the government running. And so what we ought not do is play politics with those who have been afflicted by disasters. We shouldn't have offsets in there that would, as the Chamber of Commerce has said, the automobile program that they want to gut would cost 20,000 jobs. This is a Chamber of Commerce that helped elect many of these Republicans. We've already agreed as a country now, as a result of the debt ceiling negotiations, how much money we're going to spend. This should not be controversial. So stop playing politics, do the right thing for the country, and let's make sure that we're not playing politics with disaster aid.
Well, wait a minute. Let's just take a look at about this latest skirmish. You need a continuing resolution to keep the government open, and there's a need for some more disaster relief fund because it's almost been exhausted. So the Republicans pass a bill that has the disaster relief money in it to the tune of several $billion, and they pay for it with cuts in green jobs funding. Well, green jobs funding ought to be by now a very low priority given the history of it and the fact that it's utterly failed to produce meaningful jobs. They send it to the Senate. What does the Senate do? The Senate blocks it and then does, so far, nothing. Now, it may be that with media coverage and the political statements that will be made about this, that if the government shuts down, the Republicans will get the blame. But I ask you in this, who's being responsible and who's playing politics?
Now, there's a question that every voter should ask himself or herself before Election Day 2012. When you cast your ballot, but before you cast your ballot, in congressional races, specifically. I'm not talking about presidential, but when you elect your representative and senator, if there's a senatorial election in your state next year, you need to pause and ask yourself, who's been the responsible party and who's been playing politics? You look back since we've had this divided government with a Republican House and a Democratic Senate, and ask yourself which party has been the more responsible party and which party has been playing politics. And I think if voters pause to ask themselves that before casting their ballots, then it'll end up being a very good election cycle for Republicans. But some of you out there may disagree with me, so let me know what you think. Leave a comment, post a video response. As always, check out my website. And until next time, David Plouffe, don't mess with the right-wing genius. Or Brit Hume.